All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Yeah, baby, we are live. Yeah, baby, yeah. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are multi-streaming and on this big old Sunday. I hope everybody out there is doing good and great and amazing. I am your humble host, Mr. Soul of Man 50 to come to you, help you with all things spiritual and life uplifting, man. We'll try to keep it positive. Try to keep it as positive as possible, ladies and germs out there. But yeah, so welcome y'all to the live and today we are just talking about now or never, man. So what you gonna do? What you gonna like that guy, like the little kid said in the movie. What you gonna do? You know? So, and it is very important to get yourself up and get moving. Just get you really and truly. It's very important to get yourself up and get moving, get things cracking, get it popping and all of that out there. You know what I'm saying? But I really do hope everybody's having a good Sunday. And again, I am your humble host, Mr. Soul of a Man. Ladies and itching. Yeah, so I got my light back. So yeah, getting my life back together and all of that good stuff. So yeah, man. So we are talking about now or never, and just looking at the status of stuff out there, like, you know, life is going to keep lifing, things are going to keep happening. So, just get yourself up. You got an idea, whatever it is, whatever plan or, whatever that you go, whatever that is, goal, plan, dreams you have for yourself, get up, get moving, make it happen, make as much happen now. It's I used to be like, okay, cool, and get up, I did one thing, I feel accomplished. But now it's like I feel like I have to do more. I feel personally like I have to do more than just one thing, at a time, because I feel like I feel now at this point that I have to do multiple things in a day, really and truly, just to make myself feel like accomplished, during that day. And I know sometimes it's for some people it's hard to get up and roll out of the bed on a Monday and go to that place that you don't really want to go to and deal with that nonsense, and it's like, ugh, I'm back here again. I think the last time, one second, y'all. Yes, I think the last time we were talking about like Quantum Leap in the show and how, how on that show they would jump from, like one timeline to another timeline, and you just want to, we're just at the point where we just want to get on with it. We want to get to what it is that we want to get to where we truly want to be, in this life. And people talk about alignment, synchronicity, blah, all that stuff. So, you know I believe that I am on the right path. I believe that, I do. I do believe that I'm on the right path, on the right track, and I really do believe that that is very, very important, for you as well, to know that, let me see one second here, folks. That's cool. Cool. That's all I wanted to put on there. Yeah, so it's very important to be aligned. This thing, it's like its own thing. Yeah, so it's very important to be in tuned, and it's very, very, very much so important to be aligned with the alignments. Me, some people may argue about the um like the angel numbers and all that stuff. I've been seeing them a lot lately. That's how I know that for me personally, that's how I know that I am on the right and correct path, that I'm moving in the right direction. That's how I know. So, yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of, 10, 10, 12, what's it, 12, 2, 2, and 101, and 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3, and 4, 5, 5, 5, all of that good stuff. It feels like a big New Year's countdown to like a brand new millennium. So like something brand new that's about to get started and that's about to like jump off and all of that good stuff. Hold on, man. Make sure that that's good over here. Yep. With it. The legend. The legend. But welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a one person show over here, folks. So and I'm multi-streaming, so I gotta make sure everything is good. So, but anyway, just saying that it's now or never. Whatever it is that you're feeling, I'm just saying that you go, that you continue to put yourself out there. You continue to move. Don't know what is today's date. Um, I don't think it's October. Is it? I don't think it's October. No, no. See, it's not October the first yet. So it's like September, but we're at the end of this month, going into the beginning of October, and these last 2 months, it's like they just really just flew on by, man. It's like, where did the time go? But with that said, I was talking to somebody earlier. It's almost like if you get an idea in your head, it's like start working on that now. Like, get on that, like really and truly get on that and start working on that now, instead of saying like, oh, at least the least you can do is write it down. They say, write down, make the vision plain, all that stuff. Yeah, so write that down, man. Whatever. Yeah, so whatever idea this thing. Yeah, so whatever idea it is that you might have, and you might like, okay, I would like to try this, or I'd like to do that. And now is the time for you to get started. Like, you see what's going on out here, and I'm not, like I see what's happening out like in here in the States with the ports and and all that stuff. And I know like, I get it. I see what that is. But anyway, I went got some water, enough for I'm not one of these like, oh no, the world is ending. I need to move to the woods and buy, a knife and a headband and become Rambo. That's not me. I'm not that person. That is not me. So what is it said? No man knoweth not the time nor the hour. So you know how, yeah, that's just what that is. But all I'm saying is it is you just go whatever that idea that you have in your mind. I'm just what I'm saying is go for it, go out there, make it happen. Seriously. Really, like really and truly make that happen for yourself. You don't have to go and explain it to the world. You don't, because you know how it is. You know how it goes out here. People don't have your drive or your whatever it is that you have, and they'll try to. The first thing they're gonna do is try to hate on it or talk you out of it, and that's you do not need that. You need. I was talking to my homeboy the other day. He was saying, "Man, if the pandemic would have never happened, man, we would be so far." Like true, but because we had momentum going, we were doing stuff, and um, but now we can. It's not like we have to start from scratch because it's not like you're really and truly at rock bottom in a sense, because you have like you still have everything that you have all of those lessons that you didn't have before. So it should be a little easier for you to maneuver and all of that stuff. And if you truly want something, you can make it happen. Like I did a video earlier about me writing my first book, and that was in 2015. Have I been on the New York Times bestsellers list and all of that, blah blah blah. Um and I deem myself to be, my next few books to be world phenomenal bestsellers. Not just bestsellers here in the States, but I want my books to be bestsellers around the world, man. Seriously. And that for myself, I believe that that is going to be like one of my greatest accomplishments. And I'm going to continue to do that over and over and over again. For real. So all I'm saying is give yourself a chance, man. Seriously. Because, it's like what sets the person apart that really has the success. Like I like the things that I have been able to accomplish. It's been like myself, CJ Inspires, my homeboy, kind of here and there, and that's pretty much like my first book. I had people like come in and support. But after that, after the book, those people disappeared, and it was really all on me to continue that, just continue to climb that mountain, to continue to get to uh where I truly want to be, you know, on this journey. And my books, you can go to www.soloman504.com to get my books, or go to Amazon under Demond Alvarez, So seriously, but it's really up to me. Like I've really seen this social media thing like change people's lives. Like they just keep posting, they just keep putting themselves out there, and they don't stop. Like the song says, on and on and on and on and on. Check it out till the break of dawn. So it's like you have to have that. Like the greatest of the greats, they had this work ethic. Like Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. to Mamba. He was in the gym when everybody, he'd go work out 3 times a day. Just like he'd work out in the morning and this thing. Yeah, so for he'd work out in the morning, he'd rest, go back again like in the evening, and then late at wee hours of the morning where everybody was out partying and stuff, he'd be working out, man. Just a phenomenal work ethic. And that's what I am aspiring to be, and I'm getting to that, because I understand along this journey there's levels to this thing, and there are going to be people that are going to come in and challenge you, not in bad ways, but they may say, hey, why don't you try it like this, or why don't you, they may give you fresh eyes, a fresh perspective, and what it is, or how it is you're building, or not to say that you're doing it wrong, but they're just going to add more fuel to the fire, because they're not just going to do that for just anybody. They're just going to see something, really and truly, they're going to see something inside of you, and they're going to be like, okay, man, this individual has something like special. There's something very, they're going to look at you and say, there's something about them. There's something very much so unique. And if this is your first time watching yours truly, don't forget to follow, and and all of that good stuff. And gifts are welcome. But they're going to say, there's something very interesting and unique about this individual that drew me to them. And because I've had people come into my life, and they were even more excited. um they were like even more excited about what what I was potentially doing, what I was potentially doing, and than I was, and I was like, kind of shocked by it. These people, they didn't really know me fat. But it's just, sometimes it's just something about you, man. It's just something about you that just draws the right people in, and then uh they just, they look at you like, man, where have you been at? Seriously. It could be in your personal life, it could be a brand new friendship, whatever it is, somebody at, like working, whatever that may be, they'll look at you different as a breath of fresh air, as it should be, really, like really and truly as it should be, with that. Hey, Magic, it's me. How are you? And thanks everybody for joining. So yeah, but the topic is, it's now or never. Just saying, why not? Why not now? Why not in the right now? I see all of the, I try my, I operate from the spiritual, and I can go deeper, I can feel deeper, I can see deeper, in the sense of it. And I see all of these things that's happening in the natural. I do, all of these things that's happening in society and all that stuff. And you watch the news, you really feel like the world has literally come to an end, and that's just not the thing, um, so for you, it is, just be gracious to yourself to go out and just prepare. Just prepare for what it is that is, for what it is that's natural to come next. Um, there's a new line of there's a new line of millionaires that's coming. That's going to be that's there's a lot of things that are going to be foreshadowing you, in your life. There's a lot of things that are really and truly going to be blowing your mind, because you naturally took the time to do what it is that you were supposed to do, to make that happen. And you were so laser focused, and people might talk about like, oh, there's such and such as party, blah, blah. And you were like, y- I just had, I had other stuff to do, and the people who can just like really zone in and, uh like sweep all of that other stuff away. Not to say that that stuff is not important, but where that, like for me, I'm like, I'm going to become the greatest version of myself. And that's just for me. I'm not, like a man will say, I'm not going to promise you that, but I guarantee you. Vinnie Mac, I tell you what, boy, the life he lived. But anyway, all right, there we go. Yeah, so I'm guaranteeing that to myself, through my ancestors and through God that watches over me, Jesus, my angel guides, and all of that stuff. Do I, like, do I understand everything spiritually? I do not. I'm continuing to learn, and I'm continuing to remaster, I guess, where I once was on different planes and all of that stuff like that. And, bringing all of that down and instilling it within inside of myself. They always say the richest place is the richest place is going to be the cemetery, filled with, people's dreams, however that didn't work out, or they didn't have opportunities, whatever. But they took it to the grave with them, and uh you do not want to be one of those folks, for real. So all I'm saying, like that song says, all I'm saying is just give peace a chance. But no, all I'm saying is just, it's really now or never, honestly. One thing, I was watching a video, and this lady was giving tips about social media, and she was like, yeah, I'm getting a little money here and there, blah blah. And she was like, yeah, but I'm retired, I had time. So that's the thing, it's the time. So if you have the time, yeah, and then if you have the time and the income to like post all day and night and just be focused with it. And, me now, working like a lot of my time is like Friday through Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time during the week, but it's like, you're so tired from the work day. It's, you really got to get up and push yourself. You do. But just to let you know that, you are up next. You are. You are up next. There's value in what you do. There's value in there's value in what you do, and um, there's value in what you do. There's going to be value in your. It's going to be value in your. There's value in your network and how you move and what you're and what you're talking about, because you only do it as you can do it. Things are going to happen. What can like I told my homeboy, I'm voting for me. I'm voting for me because this is moving forward. This is my winning season. Not worried about whatever and whatever. I'm not. So I just don't. I just don't have time for that. I'm not gonna be pulled into that. I'm not just gonna have the bag thrown over my eyes once again. Because I am so tired of that, man. For real. That is a very old game that they try to run on you. Let's see. I'll just keep an eye. Yeah, but that's a very, very old game that they really try to, run on you, and you got to do this because of that, because everybody else is doing it. Well, you know what? Let them have fun, and then if you don't do it, they try to shame you. It's like those people used to tell me like, "Hey, why? What's wrong with you?" And blah 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 blah. And I remember like I said, living in a small town. Right, real talk. 'Cause I remember, growing up in a small town. When everybody, we were younger, everybody was sleeping around and talking about the girls and all of this and that. And I was, of course, I was a late bloomer, so of course I wouldn't really. I mean, I played sports and all that stuff, but I wasn't like a grand sports phenom. And, I wasn't 8 feet tall, and I couldn't jump 30 feet in the air, and I couldn't run 100 miles per hour. That's just didn't work out. But I had other skills, like I could write and I could do acting, I could do all these other things, So, and for me, that was for me that garnered my attention more than just the regular sports and that everybody is into and all that stuff. But you become I was into comic books, and you know what I mean. Just a very in around that area, very what you would say an odd, very odd duck, you know, very odd duck. But I'm glad that for me, I'm glad that I grew up like that because I wouldn't change it for the world. I hear people's stories of, gang life and this and that, and they went to prison and what could have happened. And, I watch people's stories like that. I do. I watch people's stories that, like what could have been and like woulda, coulda, shoulda, and, and all of that stuff. So yeah, so I do. I watch people's stories like that, and I watch it very, very, very closely. And you will look back and say like, man, this person could have been the greatest, this or that. What if they would have had, or would have, and it's like all of the excuses in the world. They made their mistakes, and of course we're going to make mistakes in life, but hopefully not to the point of our detriment where it's going to really trip you up, and you're like, I don't know, so many years later you're looking back and be like, oh man, I remember when you were younger, we had all of these high hopes for you and this and that, and it just never worked out. for you, for for whatever reason. You're stunning growth. Right. Just like, yeah, no regrets. It's like somebody wants to, yeah, somebody just said, Miss Magic is me. No regrets, no going back. No retreat, no surrender. It's that's just what it is. So it's like now I'm just learning to be like one and done, and to like learn quick, implement it, and keep it moving. You gotta. That's the thing. You gotta like sit, think about it, process it, because one thing. It's like one thing about spirit, like if you have this spiritual mindset, really opens up your conscious, your subconscious, all of that stuff, and it helps you to process stuff like really fast, being like lightning fast, and you can make these what would probably take you, I don't know, days. You can kind of see it from like all angles and stuff like that. Like I know where, like right now where I'm working, I know that. Oh, thank you for the little lightning hands. Yeah, so like where I'm working at right now, I know that's just temporary. I'm not going to be there forever, so I just go in there and do what I have to do, and I'm out. That's it. It's just the paycheck. That's all it is for now. And I'm just using that to fund everything else. And because I just really heard too much about my life, for me to just sit in mediocrity and all of that stuff. There's always, I told you, there's many different paths to enlightenment. However that works out for you. Everybody's journey is different. Body, some walk fast, some walk slow, and some are like kind of like in the middle and whatever. But the beautiful thing about that is getting there. That process. Your process. And respecting yourself within that process, and having patience with yourself, because you know who you are, and you know how you do it. And if that certain things don't work for you, see, once again, 555. See, I told you I've been seeing like these numbers like clockwork, man. Yes, I've been been seeing these numbers like clockwork. One moment, folks. I am going to turn on this air. All right, and we are back. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so like um yeah, so like having like a it's almost like your mind becomes this quantum computer in a sense, and you become you're privy to information that regular people, it's like somebody was talking about it, like it's like regular conversations like really bore you. They really do. And it's like, yeah, most people, you talk about sports and they talk about sports and general stuff that's just happening in the world, and you're like most people's conversations might be surface level, and you're like, you want to talk about like time travel and the vastness of space, and I don't know, some amazing novel, and you're like looking at it through different ways, or the lens of the, it's like it's just it's very different, man. Like somebody just told me like, you're just different, huh? I said, yeah, and that's just who I am. Most people, must just always, most people, it was always hard for them to kind of read me and figure me out. But I don't see that as a bad thing at all, because that's the beautiful thing about, beautiful thing about it. We all are going to be unique, and we're all going to be unique in some very much so fascinating way. like really and truly. A lot of people are intrigued um, about, like, like if you go to, I don't know, someone who has the ability to kind of, who has that foresight, however they, whatever they call themselves out here, a seer, a prophet, or a prophetess, or I don't know, whatever people are calling themselves these days. But I mean, they just have this vision, this sight to kind of to go beyond, to to read you like a book, and they'll start telling you things, and it's real because they'll start with it. Oh, such boy. Yeah, so they'll start to tell you stuff. They'll start to tell you things about you, your life, your ancestors and their ancestors, and like stuff that you never told anybody before. Like they'll be like, how did you know that? Because I've never, and there's a, I don't know, it's just something out there that, people call the Akashic Records, the Book of Life, that has all of these written conversations that have happened, will ever happen, and all of that stuff. And, it's where like a lot of that knowledge kind of comes from, very esoteric stuff, man. And, the bold and a beautiful thing about it is that we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still continuing to move. um you know I had to, like, I was up early this morning and I was like, let me talk to my ancestors. I feel like I haven't talked to them in a minute. And we talked about some stuff, and and it was beautiful, man. It really was. It wasn't a long conversation, but it was a very amazing conversation. Love when I can just sit down and talk to
It's
them.
6 o'clock.
Well, thank you for that information, Mr. Computer. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, when your tomorrow, when your, not just tomorrow, but when your tomorrows are going to be way better than your yesterdays, like really, really, and truly. And when you're just, not that you're looking for that praise, but when you're just around people, man, when you're just around people that really cherish you, and not and not for the fake BS, not for the corporate whatever, that nonsense, like really, yeah, it really, really is a beautiful when you just around people, just good people, and people who just like get you, let you be who you are, and y'all just like, it's just a, y'all come together, and it's just a vibe. It's really and truly a vibe from like, right, a community. There you go. Right. And it's just a community, man. And it's just like, it's just amazing. And it feels amazing. And it looks amazing. And and you deserve like, and you really and truly like deserve every you really and truly deserve like every ounce in every part of that. So, and I challenge you to call that in. I really I challenge you to call that in, not in a malicious way, but in great ways for you. However it is that you do that, because you're moving forward. You're moving into a very pronounced. You're moving in a very pronounced time for you yourself. Yeah, really, just for you and yourself, because this is your story, man, and you have to live it. You really and truly have to live it. It's like, I saw this video, and this lady was like, "Hey, you remember that?" It was a movie scene, and she said, "Hey, remember the time y'all were struggling financially and blah 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 blah?" And she said, "Yeah, well, let me tell you about that." And she said, "You know what? How we got through that?" She said, "I didn't acknowledge it." She said most people when a problem comes, they see it, they visualize it, and they freak out, and it becomes, it becomes something bigger than what it has to be. So she says, I wasn't worried about it. We knew, we understood what it was, and we let it be what it was going to be, and we moved straight through it. And that's, I thought that was so poetic and so powerful, and I thought that was so like poetic and powerful and so beautiful how they were, how she explained it. I was like, man, that makes perfect sense. Like if you, because in this next season, fear cannot go with you. You got to really unpack that fear now. Whatever it is, however that fear looks for you, and it's different for that fear mindset is different. For different people, but you got to have that killer mentality. You really and truly need to have that. Really and truly need to have that killer mentality when they see you, when they in this next, when they see you being flown out here and there, and when they see the people that you're going to be standing next to, it's really gonna shock them. It's like, wait a minute, isn't that, nah, there's no way, and they're gonna go to Googling and like looking through social media, and some of the stuff may be there, some of it may not, but a lot of stuff is not for prying eyes. It's not. You're entering a very um, explosive, discerning time. It's almost like how when you drive, you put the car in cruise control, and it's like car driving itself. It's almost like that. So you're entering a very, very, very amazing time where things are just gonna be cruising. Oh, who sang that song, "Baby Let's Cruise"? Is that, I forgot his name. But anyway, that singer, the song "Baby Let's Cruise." So that's how it's gonna be. It's almost like gonna be magical, and you're gonna be like, part of you is gonna be like, man, I can't believe I'm hanging out with, such and such, and blah blah blah. But just to let you know that, yeah, you're gonna be a big deal. You're really and truly, you're gonna be a big. You are going to be a big deal, and you're gonna have you're gonna be able to tell people, I told you so. I know it took a little while, but like, nah, I'm not getting you free tickets to nothing. You getting a big fat bowl of nothing. You can sit there and watch or just turn the channel. Hey, like I do with most stuff. I don't really watch TV like that anymore. But hey, hey, doesn't mean it is not happening. It's happening. Oh, it's going to be happening. Like really and truly. Because hey, what is going on, Miss Wheat? How are you? So it's like you deserve it, man. You deserve that you really deserve that growth, because you put the time in, and things were changing and shifting around you, and you were like, you just didn't give up. You just didn't throw in the towel like everybody else would, and have to keep going through that reset over and over and over again, and that gets very old, very, very, very quick. It really, really, really does. Right, man. That really, really gets old, man. That having to go through that. Guess people would call it like a karmic lesson or a life lesson until you get it, understand it, and then move past it. Ugh, hate that, man. I really and truly, I told somebody out there, I said, this is the last time you're gonna see me doing this stuff, like for real, like really and truly. Hmm. Right, very much so, the purge. Throwing all that stuff, like throwing all that stuff away. They could have it. Let the Uh, let the well let whoever else have it because they said let the eyes have it because you are in the reality of you. I am in the reality of me, and that's just that is just how that goes. You know, of course it's gonna feel like you never uh you probably have done it before, but not on those levels. But you are even where you are now, you're prepared for the greatness that's coming. That's just the greatness not that's coming, that's already here. Yeah, we're proclaiming that. Really and truly proclaiming that. They're gonna say, like that song, it's the God and they think you're so fresh. They think you're so cool. But seriously, man, it's it's just what that is. And again, this is not the season to be telling everybody everything what's going on and whatever. And um, and moving forward, they're gonna ask you like, oh man, can you give me some pointers? How were you able to blah 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 and X, Y, and Z? You're gonna tell them like they, when you were going through tough times and nobody was really there for you. Tell them that same thing. Well, hey, keep your head up, pray. You're gonna be all right. And just walk off. Walk off like you just hit a grand slam and you walk off like you just hit a grand slam in a World Series, and and you just and you just won you just won it all because you are and you deserve that. You really and truly deserve that. We are going to win because we have winners. We are going to win because we have winners on our side. That's just what that is. We have the most powerful and eclectic ancestors in history, known and unknown, and that's just what that is. Feel somebody has a lot of dragon, golden. That's a golden dragon around somebody. A lot of fire. Um, right. It's a lot of, but there's a lot of fire energy around. It's like this golden dragon. There's a lot of fire energy around you right now. It's a lot of you remember that the movie The Last Dragon when he like believed in himself and he started glowing. That's what it's like right now. It's like that song, you got that glow. Yeah, like Bruce Leroy had in The Last Dragon. If you haven't seen it, check it out for real. Right, that energy, man. It's like that energy is woo-wee. And when those dragons, it's like the fire. It's like that fire energy is burning to get you up and to get you moving. The smoke is like when the smoke comes out of the nostrils, it's like like you said, portals. Those are the implications of the portals opening up around you, and you just walking through. It's almost like in your spiritual form. I see you with like just these different color eyes that are just very much so pronounced and glowing and all of that stuff. But yeah, so back to the topic, just saying now or never, go could continue to do what you do. October is always very much so. Very, very much so. She said the ancient ones are coming through. Very much so. Yeah, and I get the spirit of Atlantis is here too. I felt that a few years ago, but I feel it now. Feels like it's like back over like maybe the one of those the Atlantic Ocean or something like that. Probably has something to do with like the triangles and like a lot of these weather patterns and all of that stuff. So yeah, so if you feel like you have if it's very pronounced too, that energy of Atlantis and how it builds around you and your ancestral lineage and how it really and truly links a lot of things. Yeah, the immortals. Sometimes it's just a little thing. Yeah, but they're not going to be able to talk about you how they used to talk about you, because those days are over, man. Those days are so much over. They're really and truly not going to. They're not going to. They're not going to be able to talk about you. They're not going to be able to talk that mess. Because they. It's almost like when they left you for dead, like really, literally. You know how people feel like, oh, without me, what was the name of that? The Five Heartbeats, said, ain't no something without David Ruffin, Somebody said, "There's always a David Ruffin around somewhere, man, wants to take all the credit." But, the group goes on. That's just what that is, man. The group goes on, and you've gone on and do some incredible things. You're going to continue to go on to do some monstrous stuff, seriously. Because the air, the air around the air, the air around you is really and truly shifting. The air around you is really and truly shifting. There's a lot of it's interesting. There's a lot of ancient Chinese symbolism. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. There's a lot of there's a lot of ancient Chinese symbolism coming through. Because I feel like this the Monkey King Wukong. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Very mischievous, very powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. But I think he comes from China. Yeah, he comes from Chinese mythology, Wukong. But anyway, uh, just it's like a lot of unnecessary things. It's like a lot of unnecessary things had to happen or happen that really shouldn't have happened. And people thought like, oh man, they're never going to be able to get through this, and you're, you're able to do that, and you're continuing to do that, time and time again. Oh, can y'all tell me how many likes they have up there on the thing? Because I had this little thing going for a little while now. And thank y'all so much for hanging out and liking the live and all of that good stuff. Sun Wukong, Sun Wukong. I gotta. Sometimes I have. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna look him up. Oh, there's a lot of Buddha energy around too. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll take that. 9.4. Yeah, I'll take that. So for what's coming up, for what is the coming up, they're saying be still. They're saying there's peace in the day, there's peace in the night. Like the sun sets, the moon rises, the stars shine. So you're about to start shining. There are going to be like shining, a lot of shining moments in your life, and you're to have, there's going to be a very um oh cool, like when I was in Orlando and I went through the training for the flight attendant stuff, and like a lot of those drills, sometimes there would be like peace. There would be like this peace that came over me, and we only had like sometimes days to learn that stuff, in the middle of tests and all that other stuff. But it's a very interesting process. But it's like this peace and this calm is going to wash you. Yep. Like the song says, he washed me white as snow. So you're going to be very, very calm, and you're going to be very, very calm and very peaceful in the midst of a lot of darkness that's going to be centered around a lot of people, around different people. But it's almost like a lot of names are about to be dropped. A lot of names are about to be dropped. 'Cause this is a season where, this is a season where God is not playing, he's not messing around. There's a lot of names that are a lot of influential names out there that are going to be dropped and scandalized and stuff. And a lot of those people um are going to be, moved out of the way. A lot of righteousness is about to happen for, a lot of righteousness is about to happen for some people. Because there are a lot of people who thought that they could do stuff and get away with it, and there are a lot of like Malcolm said, the chickens have the chickens have come home to roost. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But anyway, you're going to be good though. But we're going to be good. We'll just be sitting back and just taking it all in, like, oh wow, like, well, it sucks for them, but our their light dims. Your light, your light is your light is like romantically going to be glowing. Like I said, like the last dragon and all this stuff. So yeah. There's a very there's a silver dragon with green eyes that's around you. A silver dragon with green eyes. They're saying, like, pay attention to the eye of the storm. Really, like, pay attention. Pay attention to the eye of the storm. And something about the Jade Emperor. Yeah, so you are very much so a cut above the rest. So know that. And they're saying, like, any minute now, any minute now for the stuff that you've been calling in. But just be ready. They're saying you're good, you're ready. So just be ready. And just know that your guides that walk with you, they are beyond pleased with you. They are just extravagantly loving everything that you're doing, everything that you're going to do, because it's almost like this individual has become so polished and so fearless. And you walk in this you walk now in this very amazing divine state. You really and truly do. Right. I need to look that up. What time is it? Yeah, about like 53 minutes. Yeah, it's almost like you're the detective in your life, and your case is really about to be solved. Because really and truly felt like nobody cared, man, and like you were just one of these kidnapped lost souls that was out there. But you have you have always been watched over. You've always been guided. You have some things, of course, need to be corrected. You needed to remember, because of course, sometimes we were all lost in the sauce. We didn't understand, well, why me and all this stuff. And but we grow, and now we can move forward to the amazing things. um yeah, so it's like that panic. It's almost like that panic nervousness that you had, that's like gone now, and it's really and truly gone. Whew. Yeah. So just remember, folks, now or never. Go for it. Like seriously, go for it. It's like it's interesting because you're gonna get so many opportunities. It's almost like you're gonna feel like it's your emails are spamming. It's gonna really and truly feel like your emails are spamming, and this is stuff not just coming here in the states. It's just people that are gonna be reaching out to you from all over the world. All right. Yeah. So, but again, this is your first time checking me out. Don't forget to follow and all of that good stuff. Check out one of my books at www.soulofaman504.com. And yeah, if you want to book a session with yours truly, just hit me up. Hit me up in the inbox, email me, or leave me a comment, wherever. And yeah, we can set that up. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on and dive off of this thing, man. But shout out to the ancestors, man. Shout out to the Most High and my angel guides and all of y'all that come hang out and all of that good stuff because it's going to continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So they're going to probably say that you're larger than life, like really and truly, like larger than life. But anyway, yeah, but I'm out, folks. Y'all have a great Sunday night, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, probably about the same time. All right, y'all. Peace.